Chloe, for the record, I don't see the I don't see this waiting page on my Facebook page yet, but maybe it will appear soon.
Jean-Guy, we're live. Please don't speak.
I think it's important that we share, that we communicate, that we are open, and that we grow together to achieve.
Because we are the voice of what wellness is about, and it's up to us to spread the message.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so very much for joining us for this special session when we're going to present to you some of the highlights of the much awaited conference, online conference that we're going to have next week. My name is Jean-Guy de Gabriac. I will be your host today, and I am the founder of Tip Touch and also of World Wellness Weekend. As you know, hospitality, spa, and wellness operators worldwide are currently rethinking their value proposition, resetting their objectives, re-engineering their menus, reassessing their revenue projection, and eventually preparing their reopening in a world that has seen half of humanity under lockdown. In these historic times of radical uncertainty, no one knows really what the future holds for the next 3 to 12 months or even beyond. This is why Mike Merloney, Managing Director of Professional Beauty, has asked me and his teams in the UK, GCC, South Africa, and India to gather some of the best experts to share their best operational insights. Thank you so much for joining me, Yves, Emma, Phil, and Vic, as we are going to present those sneak previews. But also thank you for the support of Biologique Recherche, our platinum sponsor, and BC Software as one of our silver sponsors, and hopefully many more sponsors who are soon going to be confirmed, and in partnership with World Wellness Weekend. This online conference is going to be accessible for free next week, May 12, 13, and 14, free, as I said, on all major social platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, in order to inspire and empower operators of spas, salons, hotels and resorts, wellness centers, hot springs, and fitness clubs around the world. These owners, managers, and their associates are counting on this outstanding lineup of speakers to share their views and their answers as operational as possible on the challenges that they're facing regarding operations, health and safety regulations, standard operational procedures, marketing, and communication. But we shall also address the underlying opportunities that this pandemic brings to make our industry more relevant. So this is the time now to draft scenarios to cope, survive, or thrive with what tomorrow will bring, and to be agile, to adjust or pivot. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Emma Barron, Deputy General Manager of Professional Beauty GCC, who's going to unveil some of the highlights of her session, which is going to be the very first one on Tuesday, 12th of May at 9 a.m. UK time. Emma?
Thank you, Jean-Guy. Yes, Professional Beauty Dubai are very excited to kickstart the conference with an amazing lineup. The topic we will be focusing on is the well in being, supporting your teams during COVID-19 and beyond, which will be on at 9 a.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Dubai time. Joining me will be Lindsay Madden-Nadu, Global Director of Wellbeing at Accor, Jolanda Moraes, Regional Spa Director at Jumeirah Group, Christian Kiefer, CEO and Founder, Raya Wellness Retreat The Palm, and Kamal Khalil, Spa Director, Phoenicia Beirut. During our session, we will be sharing best practices on wellbeing activities which are currently implemented to support our teams during lockdown. Also, how to bring the essence of wellbeing back into our spa space post-COVID-19. And finally, touching on silver linings, positive opportunities we believe will impact our spa as a result of COVID-19. So we look forward to seeing you all then.
Thank you very, very much, Emma. Very interesting indeed. Right after your session at 11 a.m. UK time, we will have a session about what spas can learn from hot springs with post-COVID standard operational procedures from hot springs and leading hot springs in Australia, Austria, and Central Europe. This panel will be presenting the insights from Charles Davidson. He's the founder and chairman of Peninsula Hot Springs in Australia, but also the chair of the Hot Springs Initiative of the Global Wellness Institute. And with him will be Mark Cohen, Mark Hennebree, and Thomas Bauer. All of their details, of course, are on the online program that's going to be shared with you on the page. Then, Eve Oxbury, Head of Editorial Professional Beauty, please share a few insights of the panel you're going to moderate with your panelists.
Hi, Jean-Guy, thank you very much. So I'm chairing a panel at 1 p.m. UK time on Tuesday, the 12th of May, and it's called How to Get Your Reopening Strategy Right for Every Client Demographic. I'm going to be joined by some fantastic UK spa directors. So I've got Dave Courtine, who's Managing Director of Mosaic Health Clubs and Spas, who runs 21 sites across the UK. We've got Emma Jane North, who's Spa Director at Why Boston Lakes, but has also previously run some other huge sites, including Ragdale Hall and Lifehouse. Phil Murphy, who is Spa Director at the renowned Horcross Hall. And I'll also be joined by the UK Spa Association's Adam Chatterley. So together we'll be answering the question on everyone's lips at the moment, which is what changes will spas have to make when they are allowed to reopen? So looking at the strategies that my UK-based panellists already have in place to lead their teams when they are allowed to reopen and protect their clients. But also we're going to take a look at how client demand will have changed. For example, will older clients be more fearful of getting back into public places than younger clients? And what about the role of technology? That's become so much more integral, I guess, to all of our lives during lockdown. So we're going to look at what are the lasting implications of that for spas, both in terms of their role as havens for digital detox, but on the other hand, the increased importance of slick technology in online booking and indeed the spa journey as a whole. So yeah, it should be a really interesting conversation.
Thank you so very much, Eve. Right after that, 3 p.m. UK time, we're going to have a very interesting panel organized by the Irish Spa Association about risk assessment and business continuity plan from Ireland with Anita Murray and Peggy Crawley. Then 5 p.m., still on Tuesday, we will have reopening strategies from North America and South America. And we have a pretty prestigious panel also with Frank Pizzicalis, chairman of the iSpa Foundation. And you may already all have seen the guidelines that have been shared by iSpa a few days ago. Frank is also the CEO founder of Resort Suite, and a lot of managers, directors, and owners are in this digitalization of their operation. They're looking at ways to get their business online, ways to get more from their software platform also, and they're looking at price yield management. So there will be lots of information about that. Kenneth Ryan, Vice President of Global Operations, Spa, Fitness, and Online Retail for Marriott International will be there. Bonnie Baker, founder of Sateva Spa and Wellness Concepts, but also the chair of the Sustainability Initiative at the Global Wellness Institute will be there, Rocco Bova, a multi-awarded general manager from Chablé Resort in Mexico, and Eduardo Finci, the president of Asociación Americana de Spa, based in Argentina. This panel will be moderated by Mark Maloney and myself. But without further ado, let's take a look at what Wednesday will bring. And at 9 a.m. UK time, we will start with the panel organized by Professional Beauty India. Today we have Vikas Vij, Managing Director of Professional Beauty India. So Vic, please give us a few highlights of the session that is going to be presented by your team.
Thanks, Jongi. So we're very excited to be bringing the Indian spa community together. We're going to, as a topic, we'll be talking about holistic wellness, the new normals for the Indian spa industry. We'll obviously be talking a bit about reopening strategies and how the Indian spa industry is coping with that, what they're planning over here. But on a broader note, we'll also look at the importance of holistic wellness in healthcare and the resurgence of Ayurveda, where the government and the tourism ministries are putting a lot of effort and investment into putting India at the kind of heart of tourism wellness. We're also delighted to have top spa directors also joining us. We have Gurpreet Kaur, who's a spa director from ITC Hotels, Dr. Jitendra, who's the wellness director of Six Senses in India, and you'll know Dr. Rekha Chaudhary, who's the global wellness ambassador for India as well. So that's what we'll be bringing to you on 13th of May at 9 a.m. GMT.
Thank you so very much, Vic. It looks really exciting, especially because so many countries are now more than ever turning to Ayurveda, the science of living in a healthy way, the science that has been around for thousands and thousands of years, but even more relevant now when people really want to know how to boost their immune system and balance vitality and serenity through movement, but also through mindfulness. So lots of takeaways from your session. Right after you at 11 a.m. UK time, we will have what spas can learn from innovative fitness operators. And we have to say that a few weeks ago, when we didn't know when or if salons and spas could be able to reopen, fitness clubs were on everybody's minds, because in the US, a member of the HRSA board was invited to be part of the reopening task force at the White House. So with us, we will have Killian Fisher, based in Ireland, and Killian is the public policy advisor and UFIT global industry lead for HRSA, the International Health Racquet Club Sports Association. But also with him, Christophe Anderson, who is the owner of Planet Fitness and the president of the French Fitness Federation. Christophe is also an Olympic athlete who received a medal a few years ago when he was representing France. And this panel will be moderated by Mark Maloney and myself. Then 1 p.m. UK, a much awaited session about the future of wellness tourism. For those of you who had tuned in to the Professional Beauty Virtual Beauty Week a few weeks ago, one of the highlights and most attended sessions was the one from Andrew Gibson, who was talking at the time about leadership. Andrew Gibson is the Senior Vice President of Sensei, based in California, but also the chairman of the Wellness Tourism Association. And last week, he hosted a very interesting panel about the future of wellness tourism. So we asked him to come on board. With him will be Katherine Drogo from Australia. She's the founder of Drogo and Company, but also the founder of the Wellness Tourism Summit and the chair of the Wellness Tourism Initiative of the Global Wellness Institute. Trent Munday will be joining from Malaysia. He is the Senior Vice President of Mandara Spas, one of the many brands of the Steiner Group. Camille Oheb is the president of Wellness Tourism Worldwide, based in the US, and she will be addressing mainly the importance of rethinking the way tour operators, travel agents will be presenting wellness in this time of crisis and reopening. Adam Glickman is the principal of Parallax USA, and Jean-Claude Baumgartner will also be joining. He is used to be the president and CEO of the World Travel and Tourism Council based in France. Again, this panel will be hosted by Mark Maloney and myself. Then we will have at 3 p.m. UK, a panel about brand collaboration, how spas can work with brands to launch interesting services and reach new customers, with Aldina Duarte Ramos, the Global Director of Wellbeing at Accor Luxury Brands, and also Mary Pratt, founder of the Caviar Spoon Rebel. 5 p.m., we will be very gladly moderating a panel with Susie Ellis, the Chair and CEO of the Global Wellness Summit and the Global Wellness Institute, and Nancy Davis, the Chief Creative Officer and the Executive Director of both the Global Wellness Summit and the Global Wellness Institute. You have seen that we have many chairs of different initiatives from the Global Wellness Institute, and we are thrilled to hear it also from Susie and Nancy. And then it will be time to move on to Thursday for another day packed with information, insights, and we hope lots of inspiration to guide you as you will reopen. At 9 a.m. UK time, we will have a panel about reopening strategies from Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand with Ingo Schweder, the founder of GoCo Hospitality based in Thailand, Neil Orve, the founder of Sense of Touch, Hong Kong, and both Ingo and Neil have been regular speakers at the different conferences we had both in London and also in Dubai. Janet Tambako will be joining us for the first time. She's the founder of the Jari Jari Spa, but also the president of the Malaysian Spa Association, obviously based in Malaysia. And Edward Wong is the president of the Singapore Spa and Wellness Association. Then we will have a keynote coaching presentation on how to catch the COVID curveball with Amanda Fu Ryland, a motivational speaker, and Phil Woods, commercial director of TE Trade Events, also known as Professional Beauty in South Africa. Please let us know about the highlights of your panel, Spa 2.0.
Yeah, hi, Jean-Guy. It's good to be here. Our talk is titled Life After Lockdown, and we have some three great speakers. One is John Lambro, who runs the Life Day Spa Group in Cape Town, and they're also award-winning spas in our awards. Debbie Mergen, who is CEO of the Camelot Spa Group. They have something like 20 spas, both in South Africa and north of the border in other African territories. And Taryn Lopez, who is the spa manager of the Saxon Hotel and Spa here in Johannesburg. Again, an award-winning spa as part of the Professional Beauty Awards. Topics that they're going to be talking about are things like wellness in the spa industry after lockdown, how to maybe approach things differently, but also thinking about the clients and what they've been through. I mean, people are already talking about post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, as being relevant to the lockdown. Then we have views on things like spa design, whether we should be looking at spa design differently post-COVID-19. And finally, also, we will be looking at how we're approaching protocols and what we do going forward because of the virus, and reassuring clients that they'll be safe as well.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Phil. Following your panel at 1 p.m. UK time, we will have reopening strategies from Greece, Cyprus, France, and Switzerland. Joining us will be George Tevelis, the owner of Sanctum Fitness and Spa in Cyprus, but also the president of the Cyprus Spa Association. Stavros Mavridis, the general manager of Soul Tailors in Greece. Spiros Gaitanis, spa director of the Sani Hotel and Ecos Resorts in Greece. Julien Paty, the founder and CEO of Deep Nature, a group of 56 spas in France and also internationally. and Nigel Franklin, the founder of the Spa Whisperer, based in Switzerland and past consultant for many iconic properties like La Clinique, La Prairie, will be joining in a panel hosted by Mark Maloney and myself. 3 p.m. will be the final session, but last but not least, 3 p.m. UK, making the spa and wellness industry relevant with the United Nations 17 SDGs. If you have checked about the 17 SDGs, you may have seen that the number 3 is good health and well-being for all, and this is out of the 17 after hunger and poverty and way before saving life on earth and life in the oceans. Number 3 is good health and well-being for all, and this is definitely a sustainable development goal, also known as SDG, that our industry should hone to help the populations, guests, members, to rebuild and strengthen their immune system, and again, find the perfect balance between vitality and serenity. So Roland Schatz, the founder of the United Nations Global Sustainability Index Institute Foundation himself will be there. Gareth Bresch, the founder of the World Health Innovation Summit and an expert to the UN with the SDG 3 will be there. He is also the vice chair of the supporting the UN's 17 SDGs at the Global Wellness Institute. And Manuela Boyle, a public health certified practitioner for functional medicine, author and international speaker, will be there also. She advises both the World Health Innovation Summit and the SDG 3. But there's a name you've heard a lot throughout all of these fantastic lineup of speakers, and it is Mark Maloney, Managing Director of Professional Beauty Group. Mark, please, we would like to hear why you decided to create such an unprecedented conference, online conference, and also please tell us a little bit more about Cancer Aware, the brand new website that you are launching with a directory.
Well, thank you, Jean-Guy, for an introduction. Cancer Aware will be a new free online directory for the whole of the wellness, beauty, fitness profession, to show that if you've had some sort of training, accredited training from a number of different providers, we're not getting stuck on the provider, but if you understand your client's needs of those who've been touched by cancer, we want to launch a directory that is very accessible worldwide so that consumers can go on and know that they or their loved ones will be well supported. So that is, we're launching that to the industry next week. As to why we're doing this wellness and spa week, there's a lot of noise out there, isn't there? Some of the noise is good. I think a lot of people who have time are making statements, and some of it is good and some of it is less so good. And what we wanted to do is pull together some of the leading professionals around the world and for them to share their practical thoughts. So Professional Beauty World and our World Spa and Wellness conventions have always tried to get down to the nitty-gritty. We've always been very practical, and there's no doubt that spas and salons have been as challenged as any sector in this crisis. And I'm hoping that people that look and can join in will learn something from our speakers, and that's where we brief them practical ideas. And yes, that is in short. Now, if we will be broadcasting on Facebook. The incentive to join us, to register and join in, is then you will be able to ask questions and join in the chat, subject of course to our hosts and time, but there will be time for questions. You will be able to be brought in and ask that chat. So I really hope you join in next Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you to Biologique Recherche, our platinum sponsor, and our other sponsors. Thank you, all the team. See you next week.